Welcome back. Negotiating can be uncomfortable, so most people avoid it. In fact, according to Salary.com, 41% of people didn't negotiate their current job offer. Candidates often believe they should be happy with any offer that they get, but don't sell yourself short. You can learn to be more confident in negotiations. This is the first in a series of career bites on negotiation. In this one, we'll talk about how to figure out what you need and what you're worth. You actually need to prepare to negotiate your salary way before you get an offer. You need to consider your personal budget, think about what you're worth, understand market conditions, and be prepared to discuss salary during the interview. By the end of this video, you should feel more prepared to negotiate. To negotiate effectively, you have to know what you need versus what you want. Everyone has basic living expenses. You have rent or mortgage to keep a roof over your head. You have a car payment so you can get around. You also have student loans to pay back. You need to understand what your fixed expenses are so you know exactly how much you need to make to cover those expenses. That number is your baseline, but you also need to think about having money for savings, vacations, unanticipated expenses, and the like, so you are not just living paycheck to paycheck. One way of organizing this process is through a budget think sheet. This is an example of a budget think sheet you can use. It lists most of your living expenses and has spots where you can put the amount needed for that item. Let's go through a quick example. Let's say your rent is $1,600 a month, food is $300, utilities is $130, car payments and gas is $300, and you expect to pay $600 a month for insurance, and also $500 in student loans. This all adds up to $3,430, and remember, this doesn't include internet, phone, clothes, and all the other things you need to include in your budget or unexpected emergencies. This is your lowest level of monthly income that you can accept to meet your needs. So first, you need to understand what you need and then determine if the salary offered fits those needs. You also have to remember that an employer has a bottom line also. That's why it's important for you to know what careers in your desired field pay. Once you know what you need, research salaries for the positions you are considering. You need to gain a good understanding of what the range of pay is for your position, the industry, and the location. Good websites to use for this are Glassdoor.com and Salary.com. You can also use your network and ask people who are in the field or position you're interested in. Once you know the range, you are well prepared in case they ask you about salary during the interview, which is an increasingly common question, and you're also prepared for what to expect when they make the offer. This salary range from Salary.com shows the range for a training specialist 2 in Los Angeles. The median pay is $65,700. Keep in mind your level of experience when considering where to place yourself on the range, and that the range is for a general position title and not necessarily your specific field or employer. Also keep in mind there may be other factors that impact the offer you get, and sometimes their offer may be more than you expected, but that doesn't mean you can't negotiate. When you do negotiate, leverage your experience and skills when asking for higher pay. We'll talk more about how to ask for more in another career bite. So let's imagine your offer is for $64,000 a year. So if you go to paycheckcity.com, you can calculate what your monthly take home will be. If you remember, your expenses total $3,430. As you can see here, your take home pay will be $3,663.46 after taxes, so that means you'll have $233 beyond your basic expenses each month. Now that you know what you need and you have a good idea of salary ranges for your chosen career, let's talk about how to deal with that tricky salary question. The topic of salary might come up before you even get to the interview, as some companies ask for salary history or desired salary on the application. If you can leave those lines blank, then do. If you have to provide a salary history, don't exaggerate past salaries. If you've been in college and this is your first career position, they will take that into account and may offer you the bottom of the range. But companies know that underpaid employees become unhappy employees and actually cost the company more money in the long run. If you have to include a desired salary, use the research you've done and include a range if possible. If you have to include a number, choose one close to the top of your range. Here are some tips for answering the salary question if they ask you during the interview. When the interviewer asks, "What do you expect to make in this position?" Tip number 1. Avoid answering directly. You could say, "That's an interesting question. I was wondering what is the salary range for this position?" Or, "I'd expect a salary that's in line with my experience and the skills I bring to this position." Another example is, "I'm confident we can agree on a number when you make me an offer." The last example could be, "I'd be more comfortable discussing this when I can consider all the elements of the offer in addition to the salary." Tip number 2. If you have to give a number, support it with research and experience. An example could be, "I've done some research on Glassdoor and talked to friends in the industry, and they tell me salaries for this position tend to range between A and B, so I would expect an offer in that range." Another example could be, "One of the things I like about your company is your commitment to providing an excellent compensation package for your employees, and in addition to my specialized skills, I have 4 years experience, so I'd expect to earn between A and B." Notice in both of those responses, you give a range, not a single number. While it's best not to bring up salary during the initial interview, you may want to ask about that at some point during your in-person interview. It's better to know if the compensation will meet your needs before they make you an offer. Your human resources contact should also be able to answer questions about the salary range for you. So let's recap what we learned today. In this Career Bite, we learned how to determine your salary needs, how to research salaries for your desired career position, and how to answer questions about salary expectations. Come check us out in the Student Success Center. You can book a personal appointment with one of the career consultants. We will also have more Career Bites coming out about negotiating and more. Thanks for watching.